Hello everyone, welcome to Team 23 demo. This is the mini messenger app we made. I'm Marcus and I'm in charge of the login UI. So for now, we just use the simple username for login. So if you just type your name here, then you can log in. For the future, we will implement the database so that only guests that have the correct credential can log in. For now, I also add the constraint for the username. So if you type any name that less than 3 letters, so for example, hi here, you cannot log in.
Hello, this is Akul, and I was working mainly on the UI and the show online users. So, for example, if on the main login page, we have the background image, so I added that. And then in the actual page, if we click on users, you should see all of the available users and who you are. We'll add like an in brackets you on it, and then you can hit the close, or you can hit users twice to hide away the collapsible side panel. The other thing was the UI, so basically how messages show on the chat itself, the bubbles and the colors and so on, and just for development. I also was working on three separate color panels, color palettes. So, for example, we have blue, we have green, so everything is green now, and we also have like a dark mode, which is 9. It's not user accessible, but as I mentioned, it's only for development right now. So yeah.
Hello, this is Luke. I mostly worked on the send message implementation and the private message implementation. So if you go ahead and look over here on the left side, I start typing, you can see that there's a typing indicator on the other users. Also, if you send a message, then both sides will receive it. And then for private chat, if you press on the user list and you select user, then it will pull up a mirrored chat window. Uh, and that's where your private messages are. So you can see a chat with Aquil 2. And if I send a message to him, then I can open the user list on the other side, go ahead and check that chat, and you can see right there that he received it. And another nice feature is that if you want to send messages to yourself for note keeping, you can do that. And if you go back to your previous chats with other people, those will persist. So if you get a message from someone else, you can go and check and see what they said, um, and then come back to a previous conversation and still remember what you were talking about.
Hi, so this is Jai, and another feature that our app has is also the notification feature. So as shown in the top, where it asks that do you want to enable notification when you're away? So for example, if we click and then for demonstration of the feature, we're gonna say yes, we want to show a notification. And the only condition where the notification will be shown is when the connected user is in the app and when the browser is hidden. And for example, I can demonstrate. So right now, the browser is active and you're seeing it yourself. And when you type, you can see the message and there's no notification. But when you hide the browser and you type a message and send, shows the notification under at the bottom right. So that's the notification feature that we have. And another thing that we fix when we are like building this app is also the same user that has the same username will appears to have like the U beside it for the same username. So let me show a demonstration. So let's log out. Oops, my bad. And so let's show, I'm gonna use the same username. Notification isn't needed for this demonstration, so we're gonna have the same username. So, and we're gonna show showing the user list. As you can see, since this browser to the right is the second one to join, it is below the first one, and it will shows the U beside below the for this browser and not both of them. as also shown in the left. And the way we fix this is instead of using username that the user set, we use the socket ID because it is a unique identifier. As every user is connected to the app has a unique socket ID. It's like M number. So yeah, and this is kind of it for me, and I'll pass it to Connor.
Hi, my name is Connor, and I mostly worked on the modify message feature. So this is our team chosen feature, and it only works for public chat right now because it was a little bit out of scope to implement this for private chat during the sprint. So that's going to be one of our goals for next sprint. But how it works is this modify message button appears only on the messages that you send, and you can edit or delete an existing message that has already been sent. So for example, I can edit this message to say this instead. And what it does is it adds this edited tag, it displays the edited message, and it updates the timestamp. It gets transmitted or broadcast instantly to every other client so everyone can see it. And deleting a message is just going to do that. And it'll replace the text content, whatever was originally sent, no one can see it. And it'll update the timestamp as well as say who originally sent the message, just so everyone knows. So, yep.